In this section I'm going to start to populate the EPAnet model and put in system components. Here's the model I brought in the background map to earlier. You can see our scale there. The pipe I put in is still there along with the nodes. We want to erase those because they're irrelevant to our model now. You could do that by selecting them there. Actually, the easiest way to do it is just to look over here under your browser, and as you select things, nodes or pipes, they'll show up there, and you can just do a delete right there. It'll ask you if you want to. Yes, and same for the nodes. I'm going to go ahead and delete all the nodes. The first node, 1 and 2, are the small pipe that I drew originally to test the scale. It's still there and we want to get rid of it. And the 3 and 4 are the ones I did second to verify the scale was correct. So let's go ahead and delete all of those. Otherwise we could get some issues with our model not knowing what to do with these unconnected pipes. And now we've got basically a clean model to start working with. I'm going to go ahead and start putting in nodes at points of interest on the system. The first being the end of the existing system and the beginning of our new proposed system, which is right here. So actually an existing ARV marks the end of the existing system. So I'm going to put a node in there. Zoom out a little bit. And my next one. You can also use the zoom in to a certain location. The next one I'm going to put in is a node at the booster station. I'm just going to do this kind of roughly. I'm going to actually do a inlet node and a outlet node for the booster station. Then I'm going to put nodes at each of the homes. You can see our homes 1, 2, 3 and 4 home pads there. I'm going to put these I'm not going to actually put them onto the homes themselves. I'm just going to put them on the water main where the homes will be tied into, because I'm interested in this level of modeling. I'm interested in the water main's pressure, not the pressure at the actual end of the service line. So that's why I'm putting the nodes on the water main rather than at the home. Zoom out a little bit there, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a tank in at the end of the system where our proposed tank is. And I'm also going to put in a tank for the existing system, although I'm not going to place this tank at its actual location. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and just put it right there, and when I come to drawing that line I'm going to go in manually and state a length for it. If I drew this tank where it actually is located, it would be off the screen, and our area of our model would become so large it would be hard to scroll around in it. This is just a simple way to we're not that interested in this tank apart from its role in supplying a certain pressure of water or head of water there. So we'll just set this elevation of this tank at the actual tank elevation, draw a pipe and set the length of that pipe approximately to what the length is from the pipe to this point at the end of the system. Now I'm going to go ahead and start to edit the nodes with known survey data, values for parameters of each of the nodes. This is the beginning of the system. You can see here it set its elevation as default as 0. We want to change that to 3596. The rest of this can stay the same. There's nothing else there we need to change. And we can move to the next, which is the booster inlet. I'm actually going to go ahead and change the ID of this one to be inlet, so that I can recognize what it is when it's on reports, because that's of interest. And the elevation for that is 3740. Excuse me, that's not correct. 3685. And actually the next one as well, the outlet of the booster is the same elevation, 3685. For home 1, its elevation is 3740. For our second home here, 3810. Third home, 3877. And our final home here has an elevation of 3890. And I'm going to go ahead and set the elevation of the proposed tank, which is 3943. The diameter of the tank, I know it's going to be a 12-foot diameter tank, and its maximum level, I'm going to put that as 12. It's a 12-foot tall tank by 12-foot diameter. An initial level, I'm going to leave that about halfway at 6 for modeling purposes. Just to check that I don't need to change any other parameters there. And let's go ahead and set the elevation for the existing tank, which is 3757. And let's make this a large tank. Let's make it 100 feet. And let's do a maximum level of 100 as well. We just don't want this tank to run out of water during the modeling, because we're actually make that 1,000, because we just want it to be a supply of water. We're not interested in actually modeling or changing it during this design process. I'm going to pause right now and continue in the next section.